Kelsey Mitchell just signed the biggest paycheck of her life. $1.4 million, a one-year supermax, the top of the WNBA pay scale under the new collective bargaining agreement. 48 hours later, Amber Cox drafted Caitlin Clark's future running mate and called her Raven Johnson. Pick number 10, 23 years old, out of South Carolina, fully guaranteed rookie scale, a fraction of Mitchell's salary, and she already knows Aliyah Boston better than Kelsey Mitchell does. This isn't a coincidence. This is a setup. Indiana's front office just executed the cleanest bait and switch of the 2026 offseason, and almost nobody in the Fever fan base is saying it out loud. Mitchell thinks she's the backcourt anchor. The paperwork says something else. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Amber Cox did and why Caitlin Clark is about to lose the one teammate she asked for by name. Start with the money, because the money tells the truth. Under the brand new WNBA Collective Bargaining Agreement, ratified March 22, 2026, the salary cap is $7 million, up from $1.5 million a year ago, almost a 5 times increase in a single offseason. The Supermax, that's the highest individual contract a team can offer, is set at $1.4 million per player. And inside that new CBA is a clause called EPIC. That stands for Exceptional Performance on Initial Contract. It's brand new, and it's the single most important rule for understanding what just happened in Indianapolis. Here's what EPIC does. A rookie who earns all WNBA first or second team honors in her first 3 years can renegotiate the 4th year of her rookie deal and sign a 3-year veteran max extension worth over $1 million per season. If she wins MVP on that rookie contract, it becomes a supermax extension. Caitlin Clark made all WNBA first team as a rookie in 2024. That means she becomes EPIC eligible in 2027. Veteran max territory, $1.3 million. Aliyah Boston made all WNBA in 2025. Her eligibility hits this year, 2026. She can sign a 3-year extension right now, worth over $1 million a season, and Amber Cox has to decide whether to offer it. That's 2 supermax-tier contracts on a $7 million cap for 2 players. Now add Kelsey Mitchell's $1.4 million. That's the 3rd. You see the problem. 3 supermax contracts on a $7 million cap leaves less than $3 million for 9 roster spots. The league minimum is $270,000. Do that math, and you run out of money before you finish filling the bench. Amber Cox knows this. She's known it since March, since the day the CBA was ratified. And that is exactly why Mitchell only got a 1-year deal. Not 2, not 3, 1. It looks like loyalty. On paper, it looks like the front office rewarding a franchise soldier. But read the length again. 1 year, expires October. And in the middle of the offseason that signed it, the same general manager traded up her draft board to grab a 23-year-old point guard who plays the exact same role, at a fraction of the price, with a built-in connection to Aliyah Boston. That's not coincidence. That's the exit strategy. Let me walk you through why Raven Johnson is Kelsey Mitchell's replacement. Specifically, because this isn't speculation. This is the resume. Johnson, 5'8", Atlanta-born point guard, 5 years at South Carolina, 2 national championships, 2022 and 2024, SEC Defensive Player of the Year as a senior, a P All-American, averaged 9.9 points, 5.1 assists, 4 rebounds per game her final year, shot 49% from the floor, 39.8% from 3. Read that stat line again. A scoring point guard, a high-percentage 3-point shooter, a lockdown defender. That is the exact job description Kelsey Mitchell just signed a 1-year lame duck contract to keep warm. And here's the part that should stop every Fever fan in their chair. Raven Johnson spent 2 seasons playing next to Aliyah Boston at South Carolina. They won a national title together in 2022 against UConn. They've shared a locker room longer than Mitchell and Boston have. Amber Cox didn't hope this would work. She watched it work on the biggest college stage in women's basketball, and then she drafted the reunion. Ask yourself this. If you're a general manager building a new CBA roster, and you just found a younger version of your highest-paid guard at a fraction of the price with a pre-built chemistry to your franchise center, do you extend Mitchell long-term? Or do you quietly let her contract expire in October? Amber Cox has already answered that question, in writing. And it gets worse for Mitchell, much worse. Under the new CBA, First-round rookie contracts are fully guaranteed. That means once Johnson steps onto the floor at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, she can't be cut. She's locked in, she's cheap, and she's watching Mitchell's minutes from the bench. Every game Johnson sits behind her, she's studying the plays Mitchell is running. Every practice, she's learning the spacing Mitchell is executing. Every timeout, she's standing next to Stephanie White hearing the exact coaching Mitchell is hearing. This is an apprenticeship. Mitchell is training the woman who's going to take her job, and Mitchell doesn't know it yet. Here's where the story gets painful, and I promise this is important for understanding what Indiana used to be. Kelsey Mitchell has been in Indianapolis since 2018. 8 seasons. She was here for the lost years. The 2020 COVID season, the 2021 12-win disaster, the rebuilds when Gainbridge Fieldhouse was drawing 6,000 fans, and the national sports media was talking openly about WNBA contraction. Kelsey Mitchell kept showing up. She averaged 20.2 points a game last season. She was first-team All-WNBA. She was an MVP finalist. She is the reason this team made the semifinals without Caitlin Clark on the floor, and she is the reason Indianapolis took the eventual WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces, with A.J. Wilson at full strength, to 5 games in that playoff series. Think about that for a second. A'ja Wilson, 4-time MVP, 3-time champion. Kelsey Mitchell's Indiana Fever took her team to Game 5. Without Caitlin Clark in uniform, that is Kelsey Mitchell's resume. And this is what Amber Cox gave her back. A 1-year deal with a rookie drafted behind her. Now, if you're a Fever fan over 50, you already know where this story lives. You remember Tamika Catchings, 15 seasons, 1 uniform, 10-time All-Star, 5-time Defensive Player of the Year, the 2011 League MVP, and the heartbeat of the 2012 Indiana Fever championship team. The only banner this franchise has ever raised. Catchings is the patron saint of this organization. She's the reason Gainbridge Fieldhouse has a basketball identity at all. Mitchell was supposed to be the modern chapter of that story. Same loyalty, same grind, same payoff at the end. Lexie Hull was supposed to be part of it too, Sophie Cunningham as well. The Tres Leches unit, Clark's closest friends on the roster. Both re-signed this offseason, but both on 1-year deals. Every contract Amber Cox gave a Clark loyalist was 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. That's not team building. That's a holding pattern. And the holding pattern has a purpose. It keeps the cap flexible for 2027, when Clark hits epic and Boston's extension kicks in, and when that pressure arrives, somebody in that locker room gets cut for cap space. The paperwork says it's going to be Mitchell. So here's the timeline Amber Cox is quietly running. Memorize this. 2026. Mitchell plays out her 1-year deal. Johnson learns the system from the bench. Boston negotiates her epic extension. The Tres Leches core plays their final season together. 2027. Clark becomes epic eligible. Veteran max contract. $1.3 million. Boston already locked into her extension. Mitchell's deal expires. And instead of re-signing her at another supermax, Amber Cox slides Raven Johnson into the starting lineup at rookie-scale money, saves over $1 million in cap space, uses it on a frontcourt piece. 2028, Clark's extension begins. If she's won an MVP by then, it's a supermax, otherwise veteran max. Either way, she looks around her locker room. She sees Boston, she sees Johnson, she sees Hull and Cunningham on yet another 1-year deal if they're still there at all. She does not see Kelsey Mitchell. And the Fever's so-called running mate, the backcourt partner Caitlin Clark publicly named as her first priority in March, is on another team's bench. That's the plan. That's what the paperwork says. And none of it works if Kelsey Mitchell is still in an Indiana Fever uniform 2 years from now. So, what do you do about it? If you're Mitchell, you play the best season of your career. You make cutting you so expensive in public relations that Amber Cox cannot pull the trigger. If you're Clark, you speak up. In press conferences, on podcasts, on social media, you force the front office to understand that losing Mitchell costs them your long-term trust, and that Caitlin Clark is a 2028 free agent who is paying very close attention. And if you're a Fever fan watching this unfold, you pay attention to who this front office actually trusts. Because the answer just changed, quietly, in 1 draft pick. Raven Johnson didn't ask to be the replacement, but the paperwork says that's what she is. And Kelsey Mitchell just signed the contract that makes it official. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this Amber Cox playing long-term chess or Mitchell getting betrayed in slow motion. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button, because when the 2027 cap crunch hits, we'll be the first ones telling you exactly how this ends.